What is up, guys? My name is Dylan Dodds. I am currently active duty in the United States Navy, and I've been serving since 2022. I wanted to make this video to help those who maybe are thinking about joining the military or thinking about joining the Navy and specifically want to get into cybersecurity roles or even IT roles. Kind of share a little bit about my experience in the Navy and some of the things that I expected going in that ended up not being the case, and things that ended up being even better than I expected. So go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, guys, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Navy's career website. If you go to www.navy.com, you'll be able to see the different jobs available. So over here, we're going to look for the cybersecurity jobs, right? So if I type in cyber, you will see these three things pop up as it loads. Okay, let's go over here. We're going to go, let's just see what it is. Cyber warfare technician. So if you want to be enlisted specifically, this is what you're going to want to go for on the enlisted side. This is actually the only thing you can go for on the enlisted side when it comes to cybersecurity. So, what a cyber warfare technician is, let's see what it says here. Is a cyber warfare technician, formerly known as CTN. You fight in the battle space of the future. Use state-of-the-art tech to perform offensive and defensive cyber operations, investigating and tracking enemies while also protecting our networks from attacks. As an expert in communication, defense, and forensics, you will be expected to rise to ever-evolving challenge of maintaining cybersecurity. Think you can hack it as a CWT. Start your journey. So you'll see here kind of a funny video. It shows you with server racks and all this stuff right here. That's totally not true. Um, Definitely don't pay attention to that. I don't know anybody who ever works with server racks, so it's kind of funny. This is more of an IT thing, um, or even maybe a CTM, which is cryptologic technician maintenance. But I would say in reality, it's mainly an IT job. Um, so let's go over what my experience of a cyber warfare technician is at the highest level possible. So basically, um, you're going to be learning how to work in defensive, offensive, and forensic slash research and development roles in the Navy. So you're going to be going to an A school after you finish boot camp called JCAC, or the Joint Cyber Analysis Course. This course takes about 6 months. However, you may give or take 2 months to even a year, depending on the holding time once you get to Corey Station in Pensacola, Florida. Once you're there, you will learn all about cyber and the fundamentals of computing and how computers work. They'll start you off low, from a bit level, learning how binary works, base 2, base 10, base 16, octal, etc. Yeah, you'll learn everything from the ground up, and then you will learn a little bit of programming. They'll take you through every thing you could possibly do as a CWT and give you a little bit of it. Now, the course is pretty hard. Some people think it's easy, who are naturally talented or have a high IQ, and some people think it was very difficult. I think one of the more difficult parts about it is not necessarily the curriculum, but the time frame that you have to complete this curriculum. For instance, I had never been exposed to discrete mathematics before, but we were expected to finish the course in only 3 days. So it was a lot of information, and I had failed the test 2 times and had to do an academic review board to see if I was able to stay on. Then after that, I passed everything relatively easily and got in the 90s for almost every test, give or take a few courses. So it is difficult, and one of the scariest things about it is, and what a lot of people won't tell you, is that if you go into most jobs in the Navy and you're in a school, your technical school, if you fail, there's a very good chance that you're going to be put in the needs of the Navy status. So whatever jobs that they have available at the time, they're going to offer you and basically force you to pick between jobs that you may or may not want. So for instance, let's say I would have failed out at A school if my, uh, if something hadn't gone right, I could have been sent to be like a CS or like a boatsman's mate, which would, not be the best. No offense to the boatsman's mates, but nobody, that I know really wants to do that job if that's not what you came in for and you're stuck with it. So beware of that. Make sure that if you do go this route, that you're dead serious about it and that you're committed to studying, because it can be difficult with all of the pressure surrounding it. Um, so whenever you finish your A school, you will possibly get selected for a C school. Typically, if it is a C school, you're going to be on what's called a CPT or a cyber protections team. This basically, you're kind of like a mobile cybersecurity and forensics unit. Most of the time you stay shoreside, but sometimes you can deploy, maybe once or twice a year. So yeah. Um, and then we've got, what I did. You can go work on, like I was a reverse engineer and a malware analyst. Um, so that was a pretty fun experience. There's a lot of things I'm not able to talk about, but it was pretty cool. Sometimes you feel like you're not in the Navy, sometimes you feel like you are. But you get a lot of nice opportunities. I was able to obtain my full bachelor's degree while working full time with the Navy within a couple years at WGU in cybersecurity and information assurance. The next thing I want to go over is the other career paths. So you've got your, let's go back here, cyber warfare engineers. We go to cyber warfare engineer. This is actually what I originally wanted to be when I joined the Navy. You need a bachelor's degree in anything. It doesn't matter what it is. They prefer it to be computer science or some sort of computer related degree, but any degree will count because the only thing that actually matters here is that you're able to pass their screener. Their screener is a pretty rigorous process. I believe they give you like 48 hours or so to do it. It's going to be a lot of binary exploitation, Python, C programming, and you're going to have to earn a certain amount of points. And if you pass this test, then you will go on to an interview that's like, I believe, 4 hours, or maybe not 4 hours, like an hour long or something like that, where four of these officers will watch you coding interview style as if you were interviewing for like a FANG company. And it's going to be testing your C programming, your network knowledge, and your Python knowledge. Once you pass that, you will earn a direct commission into the United States Navy, or if you're enlisted, a direct commission, and you will, to my knowledge, once your package gets pushed through and approved, become an ensign, which is the gold bar right here, as you can see, and you will go to Officer Development School, which is a shorter version of OCS. I believe it's about 5 weeks over in Rhode Island. After that, you will then go to a training program, which I'm actually currently in right now, to become a basic developer. So this is all about software engineering and programming, and is really cool. I would say it has more of an offensive cyber aspect to it, slash reverse engineering. So if you have any questions about anything we went over, just let me know in the comments, or you can email me at dsdodds24@gmail.com. There's also one last one I want to go over. This one doesn't really matter as much, but you have Maritime Cyber Warfare Officer, or we call it MICWO. Let's type it in here. Yeah, Maritime Cyber Warfare Officer. So, to my knowledge, this is a very new, relatively new rating. It used to be a part of the Cryptologic Warfare Officer designator, but they kind of went their own way with that designation, and the cyber side of it split off. Now, this is going to be more of your lead role, kind of like a manager in something like a cyber protections team or a cyber missions team, for instance. So your offensive, your defensive, your purple team, you will be kind of the leader overseeing those operations. So whether you're hands on keyboard, I don't believe you're too much hands on keyboard. They originally were thinking about making this more of a hands-on keyboard uh, type of designator. But what I've heard in the grapevine is that it's more a lead role. You will still go through training. I believe they do send them through JCAC if you're coming from outside the CWT community. And they also may or may not send you through, CPT school for defense. Um, and I heard they were sending them through offensive school. But again, there's a lot of people trying to apply to this right now from inside the community, and to my knowledge, I've heard they're really backed up. So, yeah, that's it for the video. I think that it is a good opportunity to get into cybersecurity in the Navy specifically. They offer a lot of training, a lot of opportunities that can change your life. Like I said, I've got 3 children, or I've got 2 children, one on the way, and a wife, and I've been able to achieve a lot so far. I'm currently working on my master's degree. I'm actually dropping WGU and thinking about going to Johns Hopkins for their master's program here in Maryland. So yeah, if you have any questions about where you can get sent, where the duty stations are, by the way, big disclaimer: 99.9% of the time, you will not go on a ship as a cyber warfare technician, and you will definitely not go on a ship as a cyber warfare engineer. Um, so yeah, I can tell you exactly when you would go on a ship, but it's pretty much never going to happen unless you volunteer for it. There are only small edge cases where that's not the case. So if that's something you've been worrying about, or maybe you're thinking about Air Force or Army, because you don't want to go on a ship, I would highly, highly recommend you go for Navy if that's a concern of yours. So again, like this video, subscribe. I will put out better and better content. This is my first video. So peace out and have a good day, guys. Thank you.